Hello everyone and welcome to, this English session, not lesson. My name is Anna English and I am here live with you to answer your questions. This is a celebration of hitting 50,000 subscribers. So if you are one of those subscribers on my YouTube channel who's clicked subscribe, then this session is in celebration of you. So thank you so much for being here and helping this community to be as awesome as it is today. And so, as promised, this is a Q&A session. Q&A means questions and answers. This is not really an English lesson. This is not questions about grammar or how to learn English. This is for you to get to know a bit more about me. And I hope in return I can ask you some questions and that you will give me the naked truth. What do I mean by the naked truth? Did you half expect me to be naked right here, right now? No. The naked truth, for those of you who don't know, basically means the absolute fact, the cold, hard fact, with no embellishment, no kind of hiding things, just pure, unadulterated truth, complete honesty. So I'm here to answer your questions. I have a number of questions lined up that I've already been asked on Facebook. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask me, then please save it to the end and I will go through the questions that have already been asked. And at the end, I will say, the floor is open and you can ask whatever questions you want to ask. It's probably best to come and ask me on YouTube. I'm dual streaming live on Facebook. Hi Facebook. And I'm live also on YouTube. If you are able to access YouTube and you want to ask questions, then it's best to pop over to YouTube. If you don't know my YouTube channel, it's English Like a Native. Come and subscribe. So let's get straight on into it. Hello everyone. Hi. So many of you here already. All right. So Georgie, one of my patrons, has asked, have you prepared tough questions for Anna? He's asking all you guys, have you guys prepared tough questions for me? Most of the questions haven't been too tough actually. But let's see what has been asked, shall we? So here we go. So the first one came from Ahmed, and Ahmed said, how can I meet you? How can I meet you? Well, I don't really do live events or anything. I do offer private lessons. So some of my followers, some of you guys have met me face to face and do talk to me via Skype, one-to-one on a regular basis, because you're either a gold member or you're part of my private student network and you pay for private lessons. In terms of actually just meeting people, maybe when this channel gets bigger, I might be able to, in the future, it's a long way off, but maybe in the future I might be able to organise some sort of meet and greet kind of event. It would probably be in London, but then of course I do my travels occasionally. I go abroad. So if this community grew, and it becomes possible, then I am not against offering meet and greets and holding like big, all get together proper lessons with any of you guys who want to come along, whether it be in Manchester, in London, in whichever country I'm able to get to. But my channel will have to get a lot bigger before I can start offering those kind of events. But I'd love to do that. So thank you, Ahmed, for your question. And in the future, there will be possibilities. Other than that, being a gold member or a private student is the only way really to get access to me privately. Okay, so the next question came from Jing. I think we say it Jing or Hing. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce this. I'm sorry. Why do you want to teach English and singing? Why do I want to teach English and singing? So as you might know, I do have a singing education channel as well where I teach people singing. The reason I teach singing is because I, from being a child, loved to sing. When I was very little, I just wanted to be a singer more than anything in the world. I wanted to sing. I wanted to stand on stage and I wanted to make people happy. and I wanted to make people cry, and I wanted to move people with my voice. And I didn't have a very good voice, so it felt like it was an impossibility it felt like I would never be a singer. Oh, Sky, it's you who's asked this question. Hello, Sky. So I felt like I could never do it. And then I worked extremely hard and I managed to learn how to sing, and I did some amazing jobs. I worked with Elton John, and I worked on the cruise ships as a singer for 2 years, and I did some amazing gigs. And then I wanted to start to help other people who felt the same way as me, because I felt so passionately about singing, and I was able to achieve my dreams, and I wanted to help other people achieve their dreams too. Strongwit, thank you so much. Bless you. You sent me a super chat of €5. Thank you. Even though this is not an English lesson, all super chat contributions will go towards the growth of this channel. So anyone who wants to contribute to the growth of this channel, then your contributions are very gratefully received. So thank you, Strongwit. That's very kind. And if you want to include a comment with that or a question, I'm happy to answer them. Okay. Why am I an English teacher? Well, English teaching kind of came through by accident. I was teaching elocution, which is the art of speaking and communicating well. I was teaching elocution because I've been teaching drama, because I'm an actress. That's my trained profession is acting. And I was teaching drama, and lots of my students had problems with speaking. So I started to teach speech and pronunciation and accent work. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold still. So because of that, I ended up with lots of private students learning accent reduction. And many of them were not English. And on many occasions, they would ask me grammar questions, and I eventually just decided that English kind of just came naturally. It just seemed to be the way I was going. The reason I decided to do English teaching in the public forum like this, as opposed to privately, is because I felt very passionately about wanting to offer education to people who were unable to afford it. Of course, I still need to make a living. Of course, I still need to eat. I still need to pay my rent. I still need to look after my family, if I ever have a family. But I wanted to find a way to give education to people who desperately needed it, but couldn't afford it. So, for example, in Syria, with all the troubles in Syria, I had a few students who were unable to afford private lessons, but they really needed English because they were moving to a different country because of the troubles, and they wanted my help. And so it just seemed like the natural progression is I already had a YouTube channel with my singing, so it seemed to make sense to offer an English channel. And that's how I ended up teaching English, and that's why I teach English and singing, because I feel passionate about it, and if it helps, then it makes me feel good. So I guess it's selfish, really. It makes me feel good helping other people. Hello, everyone that's saying hello. Hi. So many of you in. Hello. It's lovely to see you all here. And all my patrons, only a couple of my patrons. Patrons, if you guys have questions, then feel free to ask as well. So let's have a look at the next question that I had on Facebook. So the question came from Zahir, who is one of my moderators on YouTube, and he said, "Are you feeling good about what I'm doing for you while broadcasting?" Yes, is the easy answer to that one. When I first started doing live broadcasts, I was getting trolled like you wouldn't believe. People were sending me the most disgusting messages, and it made me feel very sad, and sometimes it made me feel angry, and sometimes it made me feel like I didn't ever want to do an English lesson live ever again. And so I decided that I didn't want to stop teaching because of hateful people, that I should try and find a way around it. And I asked you guys, I asked the community, can anybody help me? Can anyone be a moderator? Because I don't have a team of people to help me. It's just me. And so I said, can you help me? And Zahir was one of the people, there's a couple of you, but Zahir was one of the people who said, yes, I can help you. And since Zahir has been moderating, I think you've done a fantastic job and you've gotten rid of most of the trolls. I very rarely see any hateful comments coming through anymore, which makes it more pleasant for me and more pleasant for all the people in the room. So thank you so much. Okay, next question. What do we have? We have Raphael says, hello Anna. What kind of music do you like to listen to? And could you recommend any British bands for your subscribers? I would love it. Because I like singing, I listen to the same things over and over again. I like Disney. I love Disney, and particularly at the moment I like Disney's Moana. I really like stuff. I like soppy songs. I like soppy songs that I can sing along to. So I like Sam Smith, Ed Sheeran, and I like a bit of Little Mix. I love Sia as well, Adele. So anything I can really sing along with and feel passionate about. In terms of British bands, I mean, Sam Smith and Ed Sheeran I would definitely recommend. I think they write wonderful lyrics and it's good for your English listening. Any of the old bands, Queen is an excellent band. Michael Jackson wrote some amazing songs. He's not British, of course, but his lyrics are great. Yeah, that's probably all. Okay, what else do we have? How do you manage your time? You sing, do gymnastics, travel, teach English, and probably do other things too, many other things too. I want to know the secret behind this. So how do I manage my time? It's difficult. It is really, really difficult. And I think time management is something that I'm still struggling with. I don't have a social life. Honestly, I don't have a social life. So most people get up in the morning, they go to work, they spend 8 to 10 hours at work, and then they come home and they relax. And then at the end of the week, they have a few days off to relax. And I don't. I haven't for a long time. I'm trying to now. I'm trying to put in rules and boundaries. So it gets to a certain time at night and I try and make sure I get to bed. It used to be that I would work till 1 or 2 in the morning and then get up again at 8 o'clock to work straight away and work all through. And I'd work all weekends. But now I'm trying to have the weekends off and I'm trying to stop working and get to bed before midnight. I get up at 6 now. I get up at 6 in the morning. I start my day earlier. But I'm trying to be in bed before midnight. But yes, time management is a nightmare, and I am looking now for a manager or someone to help me. It's a good time actually to say that lots of you email me and lots of you send me messages on Facebook, and I'm not sure if you do on YouTube. I haven't actually looked. Lots of you message me on Instagram, and you leave lots of comments, which is great, and I do sometimes get a chance to go in and read them. I just can't always respond because there are so many, and this is why I'm looking now for a manager, someone who can help me with the emails, because so many emails come through and so many comments come through that sometimes I just can't cope with it all. So yes, if you do message me, thank you so much, and please don't think I'm being rude or that I'm ignoring you. I don't have the time always to respond, so forgive me, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh gosh, one of you says, I wake up at 5 a.m. Oh, I mean, 6 a.m. is hard enough. I don't know about 5 a.m. Goodness. Lots of you saying congratulations on 50,000 subscribers. Thank you. And if you are here and you are not subscribed, then please do subscribe. This is an unusual session. Normally, we do focused English lessons. So if you're wanting to learn English, then please do join us. We have a nice little group of people here. So, a question from one of my patrons, David. Hello, David. How do you edit all your videos? Do you have your own tech team who does that for you? I have a program called Final Cut Pro 10. It costs about £200, and then you own the software outright. It's a professional editing software. I've had it for about 8 years. No. Yeah, maybe 6 years. 6 to 8 years. I've had it for a long time. I haven't upgraded it for a long time. And I edit myself. I learned how to edit and I edit myself. I wish I had a team because editing takes so long. I was editing a video for you guys this morning on another accent, and it's taken me so far about 3 hours, and it'll still take another hour before the edit is completed. And so it's a long time. So you have to plan the video, shoot the video, and then edit the video, and then upload it and share it. And it takes an awfully long time. And so I don't have a team now because I can't afford to pay anybody. But like I said, if this channel grows, if the community grows and I get more sponsors and maybe I get a little bit more support, a few more patrons, then all that kind of help and support goes towards things like paying for editors, more equipment, so I can bring you more better quality lessons. Yeah. So yeah, right now I do everything. I plan, I film, I edit, I market, I answer everything, I do everything. It's very difficult. It's very difficult indeed. But, I love my job, so I'm not complaining. Okay, the next question came through from, let's see if I can pronounce this, Alexander, like Alexander, but Alexander, am I saying that right? I hope so. You said, teaching English for you is a hobby or a full-time job? So is teaching English a hobby or a full-time job? Teaching English it's a job. It's a job. What I do for you guys, it's my job. I don't have a job besides this, other than obviously my private students, but again, that's teaching. So teaching is my full-time job. And your other question, you have lots of questions. What university did you graduate? And this should be from. What university did you graduate from? So I studied speech and drama at, sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm sitting on my knees, I'm kneeling, and my knees are very uncomfortable. If I can just readjust here. Am I going to be too low? I'm going to go too low, aren't I? Hello. Let me see if I can hook myself up. So I went to the Royal Academy of Music. I went to the Birmingham School of Speech and Drama first. I'm really uncomfortable here. Excuse me. Birmingham School of Speech and Drama, yes. And then I came out of that with a first degree honours. And then I went to the Royal... There we go, that's better. The Royal Academy of Music, where I studied... musical theatre. I'm just losing my Facebook feed. There we go. I studied musical theatre and I also studied teaching. And that's it really. And then I've done lots of workshops besides. Sorry, this is what live stuff is all about. It's about getting cramp in your legs and dropping cameras. Okay, so yeah, that's my university. I don't have any, and this is a question that's coming up, I don't have any actual English teaching qualifications. That's what you're going to ask me. I don't have any actual English teaching qualifications. So yes, your question there, Alexander, was, were you trained to be an English language teacher at university? No, I trained in speech, so I have a lot of knowledge about exactly how you produce voice. I have a lot of knowledge about accents, about how to sound accents, about phonetics, but I don't have the English language grammar teaching qualification as such. I did start and get partway through a TEFL course, which is the Teaching English as a Foreign Language course. But, and this is my moment of honesty, I found it boring. I find grammar, learning grammar and grammar rules and sticking those grammar rules in your head a really alien way to learn. For me, I found learning grammar rules really difficult to learn, and difficult to learn in a way that I could then tell you as a teacher in a very easy way for you to understand. And I figured that there are many teachers on YouTube and in universities and schools and colleges who are excellent at teaching grammar. And I didn't feel like I was going to be one of them. And so I teach in my own way. And hopefully most of you find the way that I teach interesting and educational, and that's why you're here. And I think learning in lots of different ways is beneficial to you as students. And so, yes, there is my confession. I am not a qualified English teacher. However, I am an English native. I am born and bred an English native. So English is my first and only language, and therefore I can help you to improve your English. That's my thinking. All right, if you haven't already, guys, then give this video a like. Okay, what was the next question from Alexander? Has loads of questions. Where does your husband work? I don't have a husband. I am not married. Shock horror. I'm not married. So there you go. A lot of you asking me, am I married? No, I'm not married. There are no rings on my fingers. I'm not married or engaged. I have been engaged once, but we'll talk about that later. The next question is, when do you plan to give birth to a child? Wow, I mean, that's quite an interesting question. Probably if you're ever talking to an English native, the best way to phrase that question is to say, do you have any children? And if they say no, you say, do you plan to have any? But just saying to someone, when do you plan to give birth to a child is quite an unusual way to phrase that question. It sounds quite funny. I have no plans. I have no plans to give birth to a child at any point soon. But I know I'm not getting any younger. I don't have any children, and I would love to have children. But at the moment, I'm far too busy looking after your English language needs. And having a child is very expensive. And so I feel like I need to get into a more secure place in my life and do a lot more teaching and just do a lot more stuff. And then maybe I'll be ready to have a baby. I don't know. If I'm blessed enough to have a child, then if it happens, it'll happen. Not everyone is lucky enough. So we'll see. Who knows? Okay, the next question. What camera do you use to take your photos? Well, right now, if you're watching me on Facebook, I'm using my iPhone. This is my iPhone 5. And if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm recording directly through my iMac, my computer, my Apple computer. However, when you watch my pre-recorded lessons, I'm usually filming on my Canon 70D. A Canon 70D. It's a lovely DSLR camera. It's very good if you're shooting yourself, if you're filming yourself, because it has an autofocus. So it'll automatically focus on what it thinks you want it to focus on, which is very helpful. I previously had a Nikon camera and it didn't have autofocus, and I constantly had problems with filming myself because the footage was always out of focus. So, Canon 70D, if you are interested in this particular camera, I have put a link to it in the description of the YouTube video. So if you're on YouTube and you're interested in what camera I use, I've linked it in the description below. Okay. Alrighty, so how many do we have? Oh, we have 260 people watching live. Hello. And goodness knows how many. Oh, 78 on Facebook. Hello. That's quite a few of you. All right, what's the next question? The next question is, same question as before. Do you edit your own videos or do you have someone else to do it for you? No, I've already answered that one. So I do edit my own videos and I have no one else to do the editing for me. I do everything myself. It's very time consuming. Do you use time management programs? No, I just have my calendar and I put appointments in my calendar and that's all. What do you think is the most important thing to make your videos popular? Okay, so if you are a YouTuber, then, or some sort of social media provider, you're providing content on the internet, I think the most important thing, firstly, is the content. There is no point in having something that looks pretty on the outside but that is awful on the inside. There's no point in having a great cover photo, in having wonderful copy. Copy means wording. So you can have the best title, the best description, you can have the best catchphrase to pull people in, the best photograph to pull people in. But if your content is rubbish, then no one will stay for longer than a few seconds and they won't come back. So the most important thing, if you are providing content of any sort on the internet or in person, then make the quality high. High quality content will win you a loyal customer base. And that's what we want. Lots of people talk about clickbait on YouTube, titles that are unrelated to what the video is about, just to make someone click, or a photo that would make someone go, oh, what's this? Oh, that's shocking, what's this? But you are just tricking people, you're fooling people, you're conning people to get them to look at your video. And that's not fair, it's not nice. So keep your titles relevant, make your thumbnails catchy, but make them relevant, and make your content good. That's the most important thing if you want popular... Oh no, I've lost Facebook. Oh no, Facebook has literally just disappeared. Okay, well, I'm still live here on YouTube, so I'm just going to carry on with YouTube. Hopefully those guys will come over. Oh, that's upsetting. Oh well, I'm sorry if you were on Facebook and you lost me, and hopefully now you've come over to YouTube instead. Okay, so, lots of people being very, very sweet in the chat room. You guys are so lovely. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed to have such wonderful people here. Should I go live again on Facebook? Should I just click that live button? Yeah, let's just go live again with these guys. I don't know why that happened. It's bizarre. My phone is not happy. Okay, so hi guys. Sorry, I don't know what happened. If you want a constant good feed, then make sure you come over to YouTube. But I'm here now, so let's go to the next question. Next question is from Jithin. Jithin, is that how I say this? Jithin. And Jithin says, how long have you been working as an English teacher? Well, this channel I only started this last year. So it's been going for about a year and a few months. And I guess that's as long as I've been teaching English language. But before that, I've been teaching elocution probably for about 10 years. I've been teaching speech and communication, but I've been teaching singing even longer than that. And I've been a teacher even longer than that because I was teaching singing, dance and drama for many years before that too. Okay, next question is from William. How do you arrange your retirement when you have an advanced age of around 60? Well, in the UK, what you do is you, if you're in a job, if you are employed, then you pay some of your wages automatically goes into a pension scheme normally, and your employer will pay into a pension scheme for you. If you are not employed, if you're self-employed like me, then when you pay your taxes and your national insurance, some of that goes towards a state pension, but you have to pay enough tax. So if you're a low earner, like I have been some years not, some years have been low. If you're a low earner and you don't always pay a lot of tax because you haven't earned very much, then those years don't count. And what you should do as a self-employed person is have a private pension scheme set up, which you pay into every month. And then when you're old and you retire, you can start getting the money back to pay for your old age. Unfortunately, I have been a little bit silly and I haven't started a private pension scheme, which is a concern, and it is something I've been thinking about for the last few years that I need to sort out. But it never seems to be a good time, and I never know where to start, really. So I don't know. Yeah, the question is a very good question, and I need to sort it out. But normally, if you're employed, then you'll sort it out, and your employer will help you. Okay, let's have a look what the patrons are saying. Are you willing to recruit any volunteers to manage the messages or edit your videos? I guess many people want to do that. Lots of you, in fact, there's a couple of messages in my inbox of people who've offered to do things for me. I think one lady is a graphic designer, offered to do some graphics for me, and I regularly get offers of people offering to help. And I really do appreciate it. And in some cases, I do think, oh, I will take you up on that offer. But in terms of video editing, it would be very hard for me to take a volunteer because it's very hard to send the files. It's hard to manage. Editing takes a long time, and I would feel really bad if someone was editing my stuff for free. I wouldn't feel comfortable. I'd want to pay someone if they were going to be spending so much time on something that was going to help me. So I wouldn't feel comfortable is the answer, I guess. And the other question from Andreas was, do you know yet when all the other Anna Learns videos will be released? I'm still struggling. Like, at the moment, I have a list of 7 videos that need to be edited, that are kind of high priority videos that need editing, about 7 of them, and they take me about a day or half a day to edit each. And then around that, I'm trying to provide lots of live lessons, which take me a good half a day to prepare, to set up, to do, to market. And it's difficult. So they are sat there in my to-do list, but I can't make any promises as to when I will catch up because I just don't know. I don't want to make any promises. I know they're there. I know they're waiting, and I will do them as soon as I can. All right. I'm sorry. Okay, next question. When will you get married? When will you get married? I guess I will get married as and when or if the right person asks me. I have been engaged once in my life. I've been engaged once, and I didn't feel happy, so I left that relationship, and I didn't get married, and I haven't been married because I've never really felt that a man has really appreciated me or understood me. And I think you have to feel 100% happy with someone if you're going to marry them. And so I haven't yet been asked by Mr. Right is the answer. So I will get married if Mr. Right ever asks me. Ta-da! And I must say, I get lots of you asking me to marry you. So I get lots of marriage proposals. Thank you so much. It's very, very flattering. But I'm waiting for Mr. Right. And I know I'm getting older, and I might end up being an old maid who's never been married, but I would rather do that than be unhappy in a marriage with someone I don't love. Okay, next question. So remember, once I've got through these questions, then I'll open up to your questions. So just bear with me. So I don't know how I say this name. Guyen says, I'm a big fan of your voice. How can I change my voice? At least I want to have the same accent as yours, was your first question. Well, I changed my voice and my accent over the course of a year by studying vowels and consonants, learning phonetics, just learning what sounds my natural accent had and learning how to adjust to them. I have also put together a course to help you guys if you want to, or anybody who wants to do the same for their accent. So if you are interested in that, it's available really reasonably priced. It's £45 for the whole course, and you have access for life. It's over 4 hours worth of videos, and there's MP3s and written stuff in there as well. And that is available at www.britishenglishnpro, like professional, pro.com, britishenglishnpro.com. Okay? All right. What are your dreams was your second question. And my dreams... Wow, I mean, I have so many dreams and aspirations. They change regularly, but my dreams are to have an impact. To have an impact. Life is short, and whatever your beliefs, this is the life we have now, and I want this life to count. Whether we have another life or not, I just want to make sure that this life that I'm sure we have right now, that this life counts, that this life makes other people's lives better, that I make people happy, that I have a positive impact on the world and on the people around me. And that's for me the most important thing. I would hate to die and not be remembered. I would hate to die and not to have had a positive impact on somebody. And when you start to help people, the more people you help, then the more addictive it becomes, the more you want to help people. And so, yeah, I just want to have an impact. And I also, I do want to have a family. I want to have a family because I want to raise a little human being, and I want to give them everything. I want to make them the happiest person in the world, give them all the opportunities to be amazing. And I also then want to hopefully create a human being who has an even bigger impact on the world in a positive way. That's my dream. Okay, next question. Alexia says, which jobs did you have before you became an English teacher, and which one did you like the most? I had lots of jobs. Gosh, I'll see if I can remember all the jobs I've ever had. I started off working in a carpet shop. I've worked as a cold call person, saleswoman, going, hello, do you want this product? And they're like, no, go away. Okay then. I've worked in customer services. I've worked at Boots the Chemist. I used to work in a photo shop developing photos. I've worked in a stables cleaning out horses. I've worked as a waitress. I've worked in bars. I've worked as a dog walker. I've worked as a singer. I've worked as an actress in films and theatre and touring schools with education. I've been a presenter. I've been a teacher of all ages. I've been working in nurseries, in primary schools, in secondary schools, in colleges and universities. I've been a cleaner. I have been an ironing lady. I've been a babysitter. I've been a leaflet girl, handing out leaflets at 6 a.m. to miserable people going to work. I've been a hostess, giving out drinks at posh parties. I've worked in Buckingham Palace, making tea for the Queen and her guests. I've done all sorts. I've been a model. I've been a photographer. I've been a videographer. I make content for brands, adverts, all sorts. And what did I enjoy the most? I guess performing. Anything that involves performing and creating are the jobs I've enjoyed most. I've enjoyed creating content, making videos, love making videos. I love doing YouTube stuff. I love doing my live lessons and making my videos for you that help you. Some of you have to go. Some of you are saying goodbye if you're going. Bye. The jobs I haven't enjoyed are the jobs where I've had to mither people. Mither is a northern word that means to bother, to irritate, to upset. So the jobs where I've had to phone people and say, buy our products. I didn't like that because people don't like to be phoned in their home and advertised to. I felt like it was very intrusive. And interestingly, the 2 times in my life when I've been sacked, when I was sacked from a job, they were both sales jobs where I had to cold call people. And because I didn't like it, I was bad at the job. And that's why I got sacked, because I didn't do a good job. I just was like, I'm so sorry, I'll leave you alone, goodbye. I wasn't pushy or nasty like the salespeople wanted me to be. So those are the jobs I didn't like. But good question. Okay, the next question comes from, I don't know how to say this. I don't recognise these characters. So I'm just going to say Seprin. I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Seprin says, how old are you? I'm old. I'm very old. I'm 35 and next month I'll be 36. On the 27th of September I'll be 36. I don't think that 35 is old, but I know I get a lot of... When I do get nasty comments, they're usually comments about me being old because I'm not young and beautiful like some of the YouTubers, like the beautiful Lucy, who's like in her early 20s and absolutely stunning. I'm not young and flawless. I have grey hairs, I have wrinkles, I'm older and I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. I'm older, it means I'm still alive. That's cool by me. But I do when I get hate, they always aim at my age. They're always like, oh, you're old and you're on YouTube. Ugh. But hey, I don't care. Sorry, YouTube, I turned you off my face right there. Hi, YouTube. I am 35 and I'll be 36 on the 27th of September. And maybe I'll do a live lesson and you can all sing happy birthday to me and I'll make out like I can hear you and say thank you. Isn't it awkward when people sing happy birthday to you? You're just like, thank you. Okay, so the next question from Sarah Pym was, what is, you wouldn't say what are, you'd say, what is your weight and height? What a personal question. Well, the last time I weighed myself, I haven't weighed myself in many, many months. The last time I weighed myself, and on average, I'm usually around 9.5 stone. I'm not sure what that is in pounds. Anyone who's good with maths, there's about 14 pounds to a stone, and I'm 9.5 stone. So how many pounds is that? Somebody work that out. So 9.5 stone is my weight, which is a reasonable weight. I'm quite a muscular kind of person. Look at those muscles. Yeah. A muscle is heavy, so I don't really care. I don't care about weight. I think it's about what your body type is, and as long as you're healthy, I think that's important. But I don't care about, oh, I put on a pound, or oh, I've lost a pound. I don't care. I feel healthy, then I'm happy. What height am I? I am 5'7" on a good day. And 5'6" on a bad day. Normally if I'm standing up tall and I'm feeling happy, then I'm 5'7". But if I slouch a bit, then I'm 5'6". Okay, so the next question was, why are you so beautiful and so clever? Oh, that's very sweet, very sweet. Obviously, beauty, this is a phrase that you may not know, but the phrase is, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I might be beautiful to you, but I might be hideous to somebody else. Everyone finds beauty in different things and different ways. So beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It's in the eye of the person who is watching and looking. Okay, the next question comes from Lukman. Lukman, I hope I'm saying that right. If my university offered you to come and teach here, will you accept? Well, Probably not. And the reason for that is it's a very specific reason why I chose to teach publicly and not in a school or a university. I used to teach in a private school on every set day, set lessons, set classes, but I can't reach more people with a set class. And also, if I taught in a university, then the only people who can benefit from it are the people who can pay for that course. And tuition in the UK is becoming more and more expensive and more difficult for people to afford. And the point of me starting English Like a Native was to offer English education to everybody. As long as they have an internet signal, that's what I wanted to be able to do. That's my goal, is to give English to as many people as possible. And if I was teaching in a university, then that kind of defeats the point of me teaching, because it restricts who can benefit. Okay, the next question, we're nearly there. The next question is, have you ever been married? We've already covered that. No, I haven't. I've been engaged, but I broke it off. And the last question is, are you happy? The quick answer is yes. The long answer is I have always got more that I want to do. I'm always slightly dissatisfied in life. Slightly dissatisfied because I always want to achieve so much more. I'm a perpetual student myself. I want to learn. I want to improve. I always want to do better and better and better. A good example of that is I've recently, in the last few years, taken up gymnastics. And I started off never having done gymnastics before in my life. And then last year, I competed, my first competition, and I competed at the British Championships. So I competed at national level because over those 3 years, I just wanted to get better. I've had lots of injuries. I've hurt myself many times. Gymnastics is painful, but I wanted to be good. And so I worked harder and harder and harder because I wasn't satisfied. And now I've done the British Championships and I did reasonably well, but I want to do better. And so, yeah, I'm happy, but there's always more I can achieve. I'm happy if I'm able to go out and keep achieving, I guess. And for anyone who is interested in gymnastics and interested in knowing and seeing what I went through and the journey and how I did at the competition, then I did release a video on that exact thing yesterday on a different channel, but I put the link to that video in the description of this YouTube video. And Facebook, it'll be in the other live preview that's now on a separate video because I dropped the feed. But if you want to go and check that out, then you're more than welcome to. It's about 16 minutes long. It goes through my whole journey and what I actually ended up achieving. Okay, so now I've gone through all the questions that were set. You are free to ask me your questions, so fire away. Probably best to do it on YouTube. Facebook, if you're not on YouTube, English Like a Native, come and find me. And all I would ask is that you do, if you're going to ask me a question, then please do make sure you're a subscriber. I know about 60% of you who are watching my videos are not subscribed, and that makes me very sad. If you subscribe, then YouTube will help to push these videos to more people. And the point is to try and reach people all over the globe. So if you can just click that little subscribe button, it doesn't cost you anything, then that would be great. And in return, I will answer your questions. So off you go, fire away. And let me see what my patrons are saying. What are your plans about your acting career, says Georgie. As an actor, acting can take over your life. I could get a phone call right now from a director saying, we want you to come and start rehearsals next week. You're going to go on tour to Ireland or to Europe or wherever for 6 months. And it's going to be a full-time job for 6 months. And if I did those jobs, it would mean I can't commit to what I'm doing for you. And at the end of last year, I made a promise to myself and to you guys that I would be here and I would do as much as I can to help you with your English, that I would not let you down. And I know I can't always do lessons every day, but I want to do the best for you, and my acting career doesn't help you guys. My acting career goes against my commitment to you. And so I phoned my acting agent and I said, I'm taking at least 1 year out. I want to focus on my English students. I want to focus on my English channel and helping. So no acting jobs. I have done like a 1-day acting job for a friend, a director who's a friend of mine asked me to do him a favour, and it was 1 day, so I thought I could afford to do that. But otherwise, I'm taking a break from acting for you. That's all. Okay, George has said, Hi Anna, in my humble opinion, you are a qualified teacher. You are doing a very effective and professional job, but not certified. E.g., assume that every driver is certified, DL, but does not mean that some of the drivers should be driving the car. Yes, you're absolutely right. Having a certificate, having a qualification doesn't necessarily mean that you are good at something. In my capacity as a student and as a teacher of singing, of drama, of English, I've met teachers who are not good at teaching, who don't understand how to communicate ideas effectively to students, who can't understand how to communicate with people in general. And so, yeah, I think some people are natural teachers and some people just aren't. And I've always been interested in helping people in everything, even in my gymnastics club. Whenever there's a new person, I'm like, hello, what do you want to learn? Let me help you. Even if I don't know how to do it myself, I'm like, let's do this together. Let's learn together. Let me help you. So yeah, I agree with you, George. Alrighty. So I'm going to jump now to the YouTube chat room and see what you guys are asking me. So let's steer away from the typical English questions. I can do those in an English-based class. Donia is asking, how do I subscribe to a YouTube channel? Head over to YouTube, look up English Like a Native, and then when you find my channel, click the subscribe button. Okay. Lots of English questions. Let's have some just more interesting, fun, personal questions. I saw your video. It was amazing. Thank you. That's very kind. English, always smiling, polite and positive. Julia, it's wonderful that you think that, but I think it's wrong in any sense to class a whole group of people as one thing. We all do it. We all do it. It's called like painting people with the same brush, tarring people with the same brush. I know lots of English people who are grumpy, who are rude, who have terrible ideas and views, who I don't agree with. And then there are lots of people who are polite and positive and happy and smiley. And I would say the same for every country that I've ever been to. There are happy people, there are grumpy people, there are crazy people, there are sane people, there are polite people, there are helpful people, and there are rude people. I think people are just people and we are a mixture. I don't think it has a huge... I don't think it makes a huge difference if you are English, if you are Brazilian, if you're Italian, if you whatever language you speak. I don't think that has a huge impact on how your personality is, on what your personality is like. Is that fair? Is that fair for me to say? Ben says, I'll share your channel to my friends. I'll share your channel with my friends. Thank you so much. Please do. That would make me very happy. Hello in Malaysia. Rebecca the Scouse and Paul the Cockney, friends or colleagues? Friends, actually. So if you watched my How to Speak with a Liverpool Accent video, you will know Rebecca. Rebecca is the beautiful blonde Scouse lady, and Rebecca I know from my gymnastics club, and in fact she is in, you might see her, yes you will, she's in my gymnastics video, which is linked in this YouTube video description. because she was in my gymnastics team. So that goes to show that I'm telling the truth, nothing but the naked truth. So I've known Rebecca for about 3 years from gymnastics, and we train together and we hang out, and Rebecca comes to my house and helps me out with some work sometimes, and very, very lovely. So she's a friend. And Paul, the Cockney from my Cockney accent video, Paul I've known for a very long time. He's an actor, and we've worked together on 5 different shows, six shows. We've done a lot of acting work together, so we've spent an awful lot of time together. He's like my brother. I feel like I know him very, very well, and he was very kind to come and help me with that video. Oh, lots of things coming through. Amal says, "Do you enjoy makeup? You always look amazing. How do you keep yourself beautiful amidst your work?" That's very kind of you. I don't really. I don't enjoy makeup in the way that most girls do. And the reason I don't enjoy makeup so much is because I don't know how to do it very well. I tend to do too much, or I make it look bad. So I just do the same thing every time because I don't really know how to do anything different. I also don't really know what to do with my hair. I'm not very good with hair either. I just wash it and dry it, and that's it. I can sometimes do that plait that you've seen. It took me 1 year to learn how to do that plait. But I'm not very... I don't have much time for makeup because I don't know how to do it. And so yeah. What was the rest of your question? You always look amazing. How do you keep yourself beautiful? It's lighting. I promise you that if you feel like you're looking bad, you get some foundation powder to take the shine away, and you get good lights. I've got 2 very big, bright lights. I've got this one. See how nice it makes your skin look when it's in front of you. And I've got another one on that side. Bright lights take away shadows, take away flaws. Lights are good. In the right angle, lighting. It's all a show, I promise you. Hello, Anna. Any film you've done that we can watch? Says Ben. I've done a few fan films that are available on my other YouTube channel. They are from a long time ago now. Yeah, so you can look at Anna's Big Adventure. You'll find some of my acting work on Anna's Big Adventure on my other YouTube channel. What does perish the thought mean? It means that I feel awful. I can't possibly think about that. It's an awful thought. I perish at the thought. I quiver. I die at the thought. Oh, what a terrible thought. Do you like poems? If the poem is good, then yes, I do like poems. Why are you such a nice person, Francesco? That's very kind of you. I guess there's no point in being horrible. I think it takes more energy to be unpleasant, and it doesn't aid anybody if you're unpleasant. So I think if you're nice, you attract nice people, and if you're hateful, you attract hateful people. And so you may as well be nice, because I want nice people around me, is my thinking. Giorgio says, "Are you happy with your new apartment?" It's a flat. In England, we call it a flat. But yes, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I wish it had a little bit more storage space, because I don't have much storage space. But otherwise, it's wonderful. It's a lovely location. It's quiet most of the time. There's lots of light. And yes, I finally feel like I'm at home. For this first time in a long time. You don't look a day over 30, says Ben. That's very, very sweet. Again, it's the lighting. Lots of you saying congratulations on the YouTube channel. Thank you. If you could trade in one good thing in your life that you already have for a better thing in the future, what would it be? Oh, that's a difficult question. It's a very difficult question. If I could trade in one good thing right now for the promise of something better in the future, what would it be? I don't know what I'd trade in, but I know I would trade in something good. I don't know. I've worked hard for everything that I have right now. But I know I would love, if it was possible, I would love to have a younger body. I would love to have like new knee joints and a new backbone and flexible hips. So I'd love to make my body young again so I can enjoy my sports without pain and fatigue. And I don't know what I would give for that, because I wouldn't want to give up experience that I've had. I don't know. When you sing American songs, do you sing with an American accent? Usually, when we sing American songs or any songs, we tend to imitate the accent of the person we originally heard singing it. So lots of people sing with an American accent because most of the music they listen to isn't with an American accent. Miguel, have you ever been to Spain? Sí, of course. Lots of people in England have been to Spain or France because you're so close to us. And it's, lovely sunny weather, good food, good wine. Of course. I've actually lived in Spain for a very short space of time. Do you usually miss your family, and how often do you visit them, says Cam. I miss my family an awful lot. I wish my mum lived close to me so I could see her regularly. Unfortunately, I only see my family once every, a couple of times a year, so once every 6 months. And that's my mum and my stepdad. And my father, my father and some of my brothers and sisters I don't see for a year or 2 years at a time. It's very tough. They live a long way away from me, and work commitments means it's hard to get up and visit them because they're so far away. Any advice for a foreigner going to England for an exchange year? If you're coming to England, then I would suggest that you visit lots of different places in England. Don't just come to London, or don't just stay in one city, because England has lots to offer in different cities. It can be very, very different. So make sure you explore. Eva says, have you ever been to Buenos Aires? Facebook, I'm losing you again. Have you ever been to Buenos Aires, and did you like it? Yes, I did come to Argentina for 3 weeks this year in January, and I did visit Buenos Aires for a few days during that time, and I absolutely loved Buenos Aires. In fact, I have done a number of videos about my adventures in Argentina, which are available on my YouTube channel, Anna's Big Adventure, so do come and check those out. No, we've seen that. No more questions. Okay, I'll go back to the YouTube, guys. Hello, Anna. Congratulations on hitting 50,000 subscribers, says Ed. Great thing that you're doing a Q&A video. I wonder, when will you get to visit your roots up north, and do you still speak Northern English? I rarely speak Northern English. Sometimes when I'm tired, I slip into a Northern accent. I just start talking a bit like that. Recently, I've not been very well, so when I'm not well, I start talking more in my Northern accent because I'm tired, and it's easier to just be normal and speaking my normal natural accent when I don't feel very well. But I should go up north very soon. Unfortunately, my grandma is very, very unwell, and so when I go up north, I always want to visit my grandma because she's so poorly, but she's not always well enough to take visitors, and so it's difficult to time it right. So I should probably go up in the next month or so to see my family, hopefully. Why is your singing channel called Verba Vocal? My singing channel is called Verba Vocal because initially Verba was the channel that had singing and speaking, so elocution, accent work on it. And verb, the word verb, obviously I think it's Latin, and it means word. And I wanted the channel to cover everything that was verbal communication. So verbal communication through singing or through speech. But then, of course, as things progressed and things changed, the Verba vocal channel became just about singing, and I had a separate channel for speaking and English. And so I am now just calling that Verba vocal, and it just is what it is. Have you ever visited Morocco? Yes, I went to Casablanca for one day. Can you sing? Your voice is so nice. I can't sing right now because I'm not very well, and actually my sinuses are quite bunged up, which means they're blocked, and so it's quite irritated around here. Georgie says, how do you celebrate your birthdays usually? I always feel weird about birthdays. I always feel a bit embarrassed or disappointed about birthdays, because when I was a child, my birthdays were amazing because my mum was so good at organising surprises and parties and having fun, and birthdays were just always magical. And then as you get older, they become more and more disappointing because your mum doesn't organise it anymore. And so I usually will go maybe for dinner with friends or something, or I just try to do something like go climbing or just try to ignore it. Okay, who are your YouTube friends? My YouTube friends are obviously Lucy, English with Lucy, Ali from Papa English, I mean, there's loads, but the people I speak to on a regular basis are those two guys. I used to speak to Alistair Cohen quite a lot. Haven't spoken to him much recently, a little bit, but not much. I can't think. Who else have I messaged recently on YouTube? There's quite a few of us. So you'll find that YouTube kind of works in little groups of people that just get to know each other and then stay in touch and help each other out and hang out and go to events together. And so there's quite a few YouTubers, but I think the person I speak to most is Lucy, and then Ali is probably the second person. All right, a few more questions, and then I've been here for an hour. Oh gosh, this must be terribly boring for you, so I will love you and leave you very shortly. Mohammed says, do you like traveling? I love traveling. There's nothing more exciting than discovering new places and finding new friends and eating food and all sorts of stuff. How did you find Casablanca, says French Money? I arrived in Casablanca not knowing what to do or where to go, and so I just wandered around the streets, and I think I felt a little bit lost and a bit frustrated because I couldn't find somewhere to go and eat, and I'd really wanted to visit Morocco, and I only had this one day to be in Morocco, and so I did feel quite frustrated with my time there because I hadn't organised myself properly. I guess the same if you came to London and you didn't know where to go, what to visit, then you could just have a very stressful day wandering around the streets because London is a busy city. And actually I found Casablanca to be very busy. I ended up in a marketplace and it was very, very busy, and I think I just remember feeling a little bit stressed and tired and frustrated that I hadn't figured out what I was doing before I arrived and made the most out of my time there. So I definitely need to go back to Morocco at some point and do it properly. So if you have any advice about what to do in Morocco, then please do tell me. Do you offer private lessons? Yes, I do. Everything I offer you can find on the British English Pro website. So britishenglishpro.com, you'll find what I have to offer there. Have you ever been to Prague? No, I haven't, actually. Do you know about Saudi Arabia? Not much. I don't know much about Saudi Arabia. Do you know how to knit or crochet? It's a funny question. I used to knit when I was little, but I haven't knitted for a very long time. It used to be quite therapeutic to make it. I'd only ever make a scarf because I couldn't do anything complicated, so I just kept knitting until it got really long, and then you're like, it's a scarf, woohoo! But I haven't knitted for a long time. I don't have time for knitting these days. I barely have time for myself to relax, never mind doing anything like knitting. Eric says, what about the roller skates behind you? Are they yours and do you skate often? Good question. My roller skates, I need to get back on my roller skates. I haven't skated for probably about a year, but I was learning to roller skate a couple of years ago. I love roller skating. I can skate backwards, do a few little tricks on my skates. And yes, the thing with roller skating, you have to just have a good surface and you have to have a clear, dry day. And yeah, you need the time. I never have enough time. Oh gosh, so many questions coming through. Have you ever been to the Philippines? Yes, I have. Have you ever been to Italy? Yes, I've been to Italy lots and lots. Have you been to the Ukraine? Yes, I have been to the Ukraine a couple of times. Can you tell me what fat chance means? Fat chance just means you've got no chance. Fat chance means no chance. There's no possibility of it happening. So if I said to you, hey, can you lend me £10? You go, fat chance. And I go, all right. It means there's no possibility of you giving me £10. Go away. No way. Hope that helps. Spanish, French, German, Russian, Japanese, Chinese, Arabic. Which language is most important in business? I don't know. If you asked me about business language, I would say English. Because I think programming, in terms of computing, programming is mostly done in English, I think. And so I think English is important. But then I guess it depends on the industry that you're in. I can't really help you with that. I don't know. Have you ever been to Turkey? Yes, I have. You should start vlogging. It's so exciting to watch, says Ibrahim. I used to vlog a little bit, and I do some vlogging when I'm going on my adventures, and you can find that on my vlogging channel, which is Anna's Big Adventure. I do say, miss, your channel has really gotten me into thinking more and more about wanting to teach English. Of course, I'd probably teach Shakespearean English and pronunciation. Fantastic. Do it. If you have any want or interest in putting content on the internet, starting a YouTube channel, then do it. There's nothing to stop you. And if you don't like what you create, you can always take it down. You have complete control. Jefferson, have you ever met the Queen? Yes, I have, because I worked at the Queen's garden parties, and so I met her there. Can you visit us in Sudan? I have no holidays booked this year so far, but perhaps one day I will visit Sudan. Tell me what is good about Sudan. What should I come and visit? Tell me what I can come and do. I like adventures, so if there's mountain climbing or anything physical I can do, I love doing that stuff. Diving, maybe. English and Mandarin are probably the dominant business languages, says Antibionic. Good. How many words do you know in Spanish? Yo no sé. Probably not very many. Have you ever been to Spain? Of course I have. You do gymnastics and roller skating. Maybe you should try figure skating as well. I love skating on ice, but the problem with skating on ice is it hurts an awful lot when you fall over. I like your sunny lamp. It looks like a little sun in your room, and you look like a second sun. Thank you, Eric. That's very sweet. Have you ever been to Wales, says Ben. My family live in Wales, so yes, I've been to Wales many, many times. Ruben says, come to Mexico City. If not, you should. Greetings from Mexico. I will come to Mexico one day, I promise. Definitely. Next year I'll come to London to continue my study. Would it be possible to see you? I mean, I'm pretty busy, and so even my friends don't get to see me very often. But who knows, like I said, if this channel reaches a certain level and I have enough people watching who want to do a live meetup face-to-face, we'll do a group meeting event, a live lesson in person in London, perhaps. Maybe when I hit like 500,000 or something, if I ever get that far. It's a long way away. Okay, lots and lots of questions coming through. What kind of movies do you like? I like good movies. Movies that make me laugh or cry, dramatic movies. I loved the Lord of the Rings movies. I haven't seen any movies recently. I don't have much time to go to the cinema, but I tell you what I am watching. I'm watching Stranger Things and Game of Thrones. The two things I make time for to watch. Gal says, have you ever been to Israel? You're most welcome. Promise you a tour. Oh, bless you, Gal. Thank you. I don't think I've been to Israel. I have a map. I need to put it up on the wall. I have a map with little stars of every country I've ever been to, because I've been to a lot of countries. So I forget where I've been. Can you tell me your timetable? In terms of live lessons, I can't, because every day is different. I know that I won't be able to do a live lesson tomorrow. And if I do a live lesson tomorrow, it'll be a very late lesson, because I'm filming all day tomorrow for my children's channel. And that's going to be quite a long day. So probably no live lessons tomorrow, but definitely a live lesson on Thursday and definitely a live lesson on Friday. And I will put a schedule on Facebook and on Instagram as to when to expect those lessons. Okay. So, have you ever been to a Brazilian restaurant? Not that I remember. I don't think we have many Brazilian restaurants in London. We have lots of Chinese restaurants, Indian restaurants, Italian restaurants, loads of Italian restaurants, Thai restaurants, and that's about it. A couple of French restaurants, but we don't have any Brazilian restaurants. Is that what it was? Brazilian? There's some Mexican restaurants, for sure. Okay. Everyone just asking if I've been to their country. Tell you, I've been to lots of countries. What do you think about the documentary showing the Diana in her own words? I haven't seen it. I did want to watch it. You're talking about Princess Diana. I was quite a big fan of Princess Diana, and I was obviously like most people around the world, I was very upset when she died. I was only a young girl when she died, and I still remember it very clearly the day she died. And so I did want to watch the documentary, but unfortunately I was training for my gymnastics competition, so I was out at the time and I haven't had time to watch it. What did you think of it? Okay, so guys, I am going to wrap up now, I think. I've taken far too much of your time. Been here for an hour and 17 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up and say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that you found it educational, learning all about your English teacher. I do hope that you all have a wonderful evening, whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the world. And I hope that you will all continue to be happy and to be nice to everybody around you. And if you haven't already subscribed, then please do subscribe to the YouTube channel, give it a thumbs up, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next live lesson, which will definitely be on Thursday, if not tomorrow. And my patrons, I've asked my patrons to give me some ideas of lessons that they really want to see. And they've come up with some good suggestions. So you've got some good lessons to look forward to over the coming weeks. So thank you, patrons, those of you who did answer that request for lesson suggestions. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to say goodbye to Facebook first. Goodbye, Facebook. Bye-bye now. There we go. And YouTube, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to my patrons. As I said, you guys are awesome. Yes, I gave you the full naked truth. I didn't lie or cover anything up. Just me answering your questions. Thank you to Strong again for your super chat. That's a very kind contribution. And I look forward to seeing lots of you on the live lesson next time, hopefully tomorrow, but probably on Thursday. You guys absolutely rock. Take care, be kind to each other, and goodbye.